Good afternoon. Welcome to Afternoon Chat. I'm your host, Ghost Mostly. The chat is up and running. How are we doing today, folks? I'm okay. Staying out of trouble. I got more sleep than I got last night, that's for sure. So what do you guys want to talk about today? What's on your mind? I did not film any videos last night. I might do a couple tonight. I'm looking to create a new playlist and then release them on Saturday probably. That's the tentative plan, and that's the only way I plan. Afternoon Chat, Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A free show. SP Witter, welcome back. All right, Charlie's here too. All right, we're getting a gang back together. Life is good. What are you guys doing? Let me guess. Drinking, gambling, carrying on? Nashville's dead. Why? We can't lose. We can't lose Nashville. We got to keep Nashville. We need the music. There's the restaurant that I 6, 7. Oh my God, you guys. There's a restaurant that I hang out at that one of the cooks was basically raised on stage at the Grand Ole Opry. And she'd stroke out if she heard the phrase Nashville is dead. No way. Oh, SP Wooder. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I ain't reading that. What are you trying to do? Get me to stroke out? You're inventing your own language now. I love it. Okay. You guys are just out looking for trouble today, aren't you? That's a good thing. It's Wednesday. They call it hump day for a reason. Okay. How did I pick my name? My band actually came up with that. I basically started my own blues band. I got a drummer and a bass player and a lead guitarist all together, and I gave them a place to practice and perform. And I laid around for a year and helped them write music. I didn't want them to owe me anything or have to credit me with anything. So they said, "So you want to be a ghostwriter?" And I said, "Yeah." And then people started coming into the house and they introduced me as he's our ghost mostly. And that's where Ghost Mostly came. The band has since fallen apart. The drummer died. He committed suicide during the pandemic. The bass player went to prison for meth. And the lead guitarist, Parkinson's disease. He couldn't strum a guitar anymore. And he was also a highly trained pianist. Oh, yeah. Pianist. I don't have a favorite gang sign. I guess the flipping the bird. I learned that from President Trump. Nashville land is very spectacular. Their music is spectacular. Yeah, it was tough. He was living 75 miles away from me when he committed suicide. I could have been there. You know what I mean? If he'd have called and he told me he needed help, I would have been there. Yeah, it was very sad. Suicide, depression is bad, man. You know, it is. This is one of the things we deal with in 2026, right? The sad realities of life is sometimes people feel estranged from society. I'm working on it. I'm coming out with another playlist on Saturday. I'm figuring I'll have 5, maybe 6 in there. Shortest one being 1 minute and 10 seconds. I don't want to get into the whole video game thing. That field's too crowded on YouTube. The only one I play anymore is what is the name of it? Stellaris. It's extremely complex. Not for the lighthearted gamer. There's no POV shoot 'em up stuff in there. But yeah, when I started this project, I just thought I'd push the Ghost Mostly name forward because I liked it. I was used to it. And I do kind of miss my band. All right, Charlie, stop that. Come on. Number one, we don't want to use the M word ever. And number two, we don't want to give out our personal information. But somebody might not, you know. We got to use those guidelines established by YouTube. I know, but let's not and say we didn't. I did not like Breaking Bad. It was not my cup of tea. I understand its popularity, believe me, but I found it distasteful. I thought it glorified parts of the drug trade that I find despicable. But yeah, the community guidelines, we got to stick with them, and we don't want to be tiptoeing through the tulips on YouTube's community guidelines. As long as we stay within reason, they're going to leave us the hell alone, which is perfect with me. I've never heard a bad word from them, and I've been doing this for going on 5 months now. So they give me little stickers telling me I'm doing a great job. But they do want me to do more shorts and longer shorts, which is what I'm trying to film this week. I think it's real interesting how quick my shorts took off. My shorts got over 1,000 views in just a few days. And when I clicked onto YouTube's home screen, I was on it. So that was today. Yeah, that's just brutal. You guys are living in your own little dream world. Okay. You are. Come in here and start spamming my chat. Come on, man. That's not cool. Yeah, I choose to ignore it. I'm not going to block it. I'm just going to ignore it. Why don't you reference a good show? How about Dairy Girls? Have you seen that? It's hilarious. They got a character in there. Her name is Sister Michael. She's a nun that runs a religious based school. And she's just funny. She cracks me up. But I also know a girl by the name of Michael. I find that real interesting. I like girls with boys' names. And then for boys, I kind of like the unisex names that could be either. Oh, I know, Charlie. Yeah, I know. He'll get bored in a minute and go away. Okay. Hey, I love Nashville. I love the music. I love any live music. That's my gig, man. Just let me smoke a bowl of some good herb and I'll watch the guitarist play endlessly. That they're gonna wear their fingers out for. I'm gonna get tired of listening to the music, and I don't even care what genre they're playing. But you're always welcome to shout out your family in the chat. Always welcome. Lung cancer, that's my middle name. Ghost lung cancer mostly. Not really. Lung cancer killed my mother and my grandmother on my mother's side. I come from a long line of cigarette smokers. I got scanned last year, and my lungs looked so clean. The doctor was disgusted. She said, "You've been smoking for 5 decades." I said, "Yes." She said, "Get out of my office." My grandfather on my father's side lived to be 85, and he either rolled his own cigarettes or he smoked Lucky Strikes or Pall Mall non-filters. My father, who quit smoking, by the way, is still alive, and he's 87. He quit smoking about 20, 25 years ago. He's doing great. He's got more issues with cholesterol than he does with his lungs. My lineage, I looked it up. It goes back. We were farmers. Started out as French royalty, then moved to England, and then migrated over to Maine. If he's getting on your nerves, Charlie, I can kick him out. All right, let's see here. What options did they give me here? All right, I hit the remove. I hid his messages. He'll get tired and go away. Don't get discouraged. I don't know why these people do this. They're just, I don't know. It's probably AI. That'd be my guess. It's just some AI bot. Yeah, don't let them bother you guys, you know? Remember, tolerance, brother. Just ignore them. They'll get tired and go away eventually. You can't let the little stuff get under your skin. You know what I mean? Try to focus on the big picture. Unfortunately, that new generation is someday going to be leading. Okay. That's the way it works. Hey, you should have seen the baby boomers that came before me. They were insane. The guys that are up and coming now are the guys that are your age, late 20s, early 30s. I have never been to Europe. They should smoke a bowl. It'd probably chill them out. I never been to Europe. I've been to Canada. I've been to Mexico. Nice people in both countries, I thought. Back in the day when I was a young man, I'm saying, 18 to 20 range. We used to, living in Michigan, we used to shoot across the border to Canada to buy our booze. There was a place just north of Detroit where we could get back across the border, and there was just an empty shack there back in the day. It was the Weepole Indian Village or something. I'm sure it's got border security at it nowadays, okay? But back in the day, it was just an empty shack. If you came by after dark, you just got to cross the border. But booze, we used to go to Canada to buy it because it was cheaper. America puts sin tax on booze, just like they're doing to marijuana nowadays. Michigan just passed a 24% wholesale tax on pot. Well, since it got legalized here, they've driven the price of pot down drastically. I mean, you can get an ounce in a dispensary now for like $60. You know what I mean? So there's room. They can put a little sin tax on there. It's supposed to go to help Michigan roads, which Michigan roads are full of potholes. We need, they need help. Okay. What is Guru Murti? Guru Murti Dash? I don't even know what the heck that word is. Guru Murti. Don't make me Google that shit later. Man, that's a weird word. It's probably just a misspelling. Try again, SP. I have no idea. It looks close to geometry. You guys crack me up. Well, if pot's legal where you are, I think it's just like anything else. Smoke it if you want. If you don't, don't. I don't smoke until after I get done with the show. Well, I want to have my wits about me when I'm talking to people and meeting people. You know. Charlie made me do it. I'm just kidding. I smoke like from 5 until 9:30. By 9:30, I shut it down. Otherwise, I'm up till 2 in the morning eating ice cream by the half gallon. Okay. I get the munchies real bad. When I was, I don't know, about 14 years old, I'd left home and I moved in with 4 college kids that were going to Western Michigan University. I cleaned the apartment, did the dishes, and took care of like the shopping list. I didn't do the shopping. I just made the list for the whole house. That's what I did in exchange for my share of the rent. I had the entire basement. Well, I had a path to a cot in the basement. The basement was hung with lights and there was marijuana this deep drying, laying on the floor. They had taken a 26-foot Ryder rent-a-truck and drove down to Kansas and filled that sucker with pot, brought it back, and then laid it out to dry under the lights. I'd get up in the morning, I'd take a bread wrapper, stuff it full of pot, and then I'd go spend the day at the park, getting high with my friends. Then I'd come back and do the chores, you know, vacuum, mop, that kind of stuff, maid duties. And then in the evening, these guys would have some wild ass parties. They had all the top of the line stereo equipment, all the best music. I was listening to Black Sabbath on a reel to reel, smoking pot with candied papers. I was living the high life. I know you guys never even heard of candied papers, right? They used to flavor them. So when you licked your joint, it would taste like strawberry or pineapple or some sweet treat. Back in the day, that's what all the cool guys, I was one of the cool kids. Okay. I wasn't one of the lamos that were still in school. God forbid. I didn't get kicked out of school. I left on my own accord. There's a difference there somewhere. I sit before you today with a ninth grade juvie school education. True story. I went back to several trade schools and I audited a few classes of things that interested me over the years. And then when I was in the corporations later in life, I took a lot of their classes that were free. I think I got educated enough. All right, tragedy. Ryan's in the house. Oh, I'm doing great. I have now watched your channel in like a week. I'm jonesing for it. I still have one queued up, 2.5 hours on, I think, the biggest tragedies of 2024. Hey, did you see my shorts? I wasn't happy with them, but I posted them anyways. The new video? All right, I'll look for it tonight. They got me over 1,000 views in 72 hours. And my subscribers I got 3 new subscribers. I put out 5 of them Saturday at 5 p.m. And by Monday at 5 p.m., I had gained 3 new subscribers and 1,000 views. Well, I'm working on some other videos now this week. I'm figuring I'll release them on Saturday again. Oh, that makes sense. Well, I have a second channel. I haven't used it for anything. I offered it to Crumbelina and I offered it to Pastor Tim. Neither one of them took me up on the offer. Yeah. Well, the videos I'm shooting this week aren't live stream. I'm just doing explanation videos. I got a little feedback. People told me they wanted me to explain things. I shot the first one 2 days ago. It was just 1minute and 10 seconds on liars, why people lie. But things are going good with the channel. I'm progressing. I'm getting more views and more subscribers, slow but sure. I can't complain. But I was figuring that I would post 5 or 6 new videos on Saturday, with the minute 10-second one being the shortest. And I figured I could get a couple that were all the way up to 15 minutes. Well, I'm not really worried about the 1,000 subscribers. I think I'll get there. The thing that's got me concerned is the 4,000 viewing hours, because you've got to get that in one calendar year. And most of my viewers are only around 10 to 20 minutes at a time. You know what I mean? It's like a hit and run. People jump in, they make a comment or two in chat, and then boogie, you know. I'm not complaining. I figure any participation is welcome, you know. Well, I'm not stressing out about anything, to be honest with you. I'm loving life because after I get done with each show, I feel great. I really do. 250,000 watch hours. Wow. Holy crap, dude. Kudos. You are the master. Okay. You are. But I think the topic, the genre that you're in, I've seen a couple other smaller outfits trying to dabble in it, but you seem to be leading the pack, brother. Well, I appreciate your words of encouragement, my friend, and I thank you. But kudos and much respect. I'm in awe. Okay. Well, I'm trying to be consistent. Last Friday's show, though, Spectrum kicked me off after 7 minutes. Oh, I was livid, dude. Within 5 minutes, I had him on the phone and I was not pleased. I just want the show to be reliable and dependable. I want people to know it's here every day. If they want to participate, they're welcome. You know? Well, I think it's my old work ethic from the casino industry. I actually look forward to it, you know? I had a lot when I was forced to retire because of my accident. I had a lot of my self-esteem wrapped up into my work ethic. And when it all came crumbling down, I mean, for 5 months, I could not walk at all. I had to learn how to walk all over again. It messed with my self-esteem, my masculinity even. It brought a lot of things. I was so used to being able to walk out the door and make $1,000 and come home. Those days are gone. Okay. That was shocking as hell. But I made adjustments over years. Well, that's exactly what happened to me. I mean, one day I was going about my business, and the next day I wasn't doing anything ever. And, well, the first thing I did was I started, when I came to in the hospital post surgery, they didn't want to release me. I literally bribed my way out of the hospital. I called my son and I said, "You get me the fuck out of here now." Oh, some guy come out and he gives me a pair of crutches and he says, "Let me see you use these." I gave him $100 bill. I said, "How's that?" He says, "You look great to me." Signed my paperwork and I was on my way. You got to value every single day, my brother. You don't have to treat it like it's your last day, but you got to find some value, some pleasure, some joy, the things that warm your heart. Sometimes it's just a phone call to your best friend, but you got to get some type of value out of every day. To me, that's one of the things that I like about this is I get great value out of talking to people like you, learning things, meeting people. It gives me a feeling of normalcy, you know? It is. Well, the more you hear and the more you understand, the smarter you are. Plain and simple. The other day I was talking about learning. I think you learn from the minute you're born. And as far as I'm concerned, you can keep learning right up till the day you die. I did. Sometimes there were things that I didn't understand. I didn't know how they worked. So I went and took classes in order to figure them out. I did. I did want to ask you what are you using StreamYard? What editing software are you using? And is it a free one? My money's kind of tight, so I Premiere Pro. Yeah, exactly. Some of these things are really outrageous. All right, that's what I've been told. I've been told that there are 3 good free ones out there. Quick downloads. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm going to try. I'm having issues right now. I'm trying not to let my phone tie in with my Google account. And believe me, that's just bizarre. Google wants to hook up to everything in my life, and I'm fighting to keep them off of my phone. Seriously. Well, when I was sitting around deciding to do this, I said, well, YouTube's owned by Google. I got a Chromebook laptop. That's a Google. I'm like, all this equipment should all work together. And as soon as I fired it up, it tried to tie everything in my house to it. And I'm like, no, leave my phone out of this. I don't think they have the right to merge everything that I own. I like keeping different things separate. I've noticed that I can do a search, do a Google search on my laptop, and whatever I searched on my laptop comes up on my TV. I'd like to keep them separate. It just, yeah, if I want it linked, I should be able to link it. But if I want it unlinked, I should be able to unlink it, right? I got into that with Facebook. Oh, I went round and round with them, and finally I closed my account. Exactly. That's why I want to keep them separate. Years ago, when I started my Facebook account, I hadn't, I'm talking 20 years ago, basically, right? I opened up my Facebook account and it asked me for my phone number. I put my phone number in there. 10 years later, I decided that's not real secure. I don't need to have my phone number listed on Facebook. And I tried to take the number off and they wouldn't have let me. They would not let me take that phone number off unless I put another phone number in there, and that had to be verified that it was me. And I'm like, this is bullshit. I'm trying to protect my privacy here. I want this number off of this account. They said no. So I closed the whole account. Screw them. The only real loss is I lost the ability to shop on Facebook Marketplace. And I lost connection with, a couple hundred people, including family members. Well, in my defense, when I signed up, security wasn't the issue that it is nowadays. Nowadays, if you get hacked on any one of your devices, they've got everything you own. Yeah. I gotta avoid that. So I want to keep my phone separate. I just had issues. I filmed some shorts on my phone and I tried to email them to myself, and Google wouldn't let me do it unless I tied the phone in. I got around it. I called my friend Crumbolina, had her come over and film the shorts on her phone and email it to me so that I could then post them. But you shouldn't have to do that. You should be able to separate one device from another, in my opinion, Yeah, the other issue I'm having is with passwords. When I was in the casino industry in upper management, they used to change my password every 30 days. I hated that. It was a 10-digit password. Changing every 30 days, 12 times a year. Give me a break. They don't have to have those kind of security protocols in place. They could pay a man to monitor their network. One salary. That's all it would cost them. Instead, they're gonna make 1,000 employees change their damn password every 30 days. You think that ain't costing them some corporate dollars? Yeah, some of the business solutions we have out there are just redundant. They don't make any sense. Pay the one salary, have your network monitored 24/7. It's that simple. Oh, I see somebody shady getting into the network. Click, they're gone. Another click, they're reported. But you have to have a live human being sitting there watching it. I used to, back in the day, I used to use Microsoft products. The security breaches were so commonplace it drove me nuts. I ended up having to go through my own computer's registry. You shouldn't have to go that far. Have somebody monitor the damn thing. But corporate America don't want to spend a buck. They're some of the cheapest bastards I've ever seen. Personal opinion. I remember talking to a casino executive one day, and corporate profits go up 10% every year by design. And the CEO is afraid if he doesn't hit that 10% mark, he's going to get replaced. Rightfully so, he probably will. But why don't you in turn bring your employees' wages up at the same time that your profits are increasing? Why aren't your low-level employees also inching forward together? That would make sense, right? Corporations, no, they're going to keep those minimum wage workers at minimum wage. Yeah, that's the corporate way. Is they're going to say, you're on our team, we're in this together, yay. And oh yeah, our profits, that doesn't involve you. Yeah, we got to draw a line in the sand somewhere. And no, we're not going to let you prosper. Only we can prosper. Yeah, something wrong with that business model. I'm just saying. It's ridiculous. You're a part of the team right up until you cost them $5 more a week. Then you're not on the team anymore. Now you're treading into their profit margin. I showed one. I won't name it, but I showed one corporation. I said, "Do you see this? And your profits went up by $5 million. You made 50 million in profit last year. Now you made 55 million this year." I said, "Do you realize for less than $500,000 you could have given a raise to all these employees and brought them up with you?" They said, "No, you need college education. This isn't the way it's done in corporate America. You just don't understand. You're too stupid to know." It's the same old story. We're all climbing the ladder of success, but some of us are pulling the ladder up behind us so that no one else can succeed. There you go. That's the explanation of corporate America. If you're one of the good old boys, you can climb that ladder. But if you ain't in the clique, son, I'm sorry, that ladder's not for you. It's a lack of respect for their workers. I told one corporation, they said they came out with this study and they presented it. It costs us $8,000 per employee to hire a guy in, get him trained all the way to the 6-month mark. $8 or $8,000 per employee. Why are you going to leave him at 6 months? Why aren't you going to continue him up? If it costs you $8,000, why are per employee? Why are you playing games? Well, we can put those guys on for Christmas, and then after the Super Bowl, we can cut them loose. So you're hiring guys for 60 days when you know that it costs you $8,000 to train them? Stupidity. None of their numbers add up. They don't make any sense. A box of chocolates. Oh, yeah. That's corporate America in a nutshell, right? Unbelievable. They're making record sales, record profits, and you're on the team, but you're such a lesser individual, you just don't matter. And we're sorry that that box of chocolates didn't last you more than one day. I know. God. It's so typical. I've actually seen so many boneheaded moves in corporations that were a total waste of money. and they, well, an executive did that waste of money, so it's okay. It doesn't matter. Yeah. You get $0. You get a box of chocolates. The other guy's taking home thousands. Yeah. I seen this. This was back in the day. Of course, they bought new cars. And they gave them a company gas card to go with it. Right? Oh, back in the day, I seen a crap table. Junket from Hawaii comes in, and the crap table gets swarmed. And it loses $80,000 in like an hour. The casino executive in charge during that hour, he had a hissy fit. And after the table stuck $80,000, he sees a little old lady pick up a paddle, get all their attention, and takes them all right out the door of the casino. Right out, took his $80,000 and walked right out the door. He was livid. He immediately orders maintenance to take that crap table and pull it out into the back alley. And he goes out there with a fire axe and he chops it up. He destroys the table. A crap table is not cheap. A crap table, you're probably talking back then, a minimum of $5,000, maybe $6,000, $7,000. And he just takes it out in the alley and destroys it. Because it lost $80,000 in 1 hour when he was in charge. Corporate America, well, that's all right. He knows what he's doing. I seen the same guy come and walking back into the casino, and he turns to maintenance and he says, I want every one of these table games moved 3 inches to the south. It took him 3 days to get all the cameras set up at the new locations and to get everything checked. All of the staff worked for 3 days to straighten out this guy's mess. I'm moving them all 3 inches to the south. That'll make them win. Absurd. The guy was just plain stupid and superstitious. Years later, I went back and I looked for the guy. I figured out what he was doing wrong. It's a real simple concept when you're in the casino business. They've got everything down to a science. All you got to do is get a human being's butt to sit in every chair in that casino, and that casino is going to make buku profit. If you've got butts in the chairs, you're winning. If you've got empty chairs, no butts in them, you're not winning. It's real basic. I went back looking for that guy, and they said that he had committed suicide. He had no clue what he was doing, and he was in a management position and just making mistake after mistake after mistake. Couldn't figure out how to make money. Bring people into the casino, you make money. Chase them out of the casino, you lose. Pretty basic stuff. But I see all kinds of bosses that don't know what the hell they're doing. They don't know how to deal with people. But I'm glad you at least got a box of chocolate out of them. There's a lot of corporations that don't even do that, brother. I had a boss fire me on Christmas Day. Christmas Eve, he comes into the casino and he says, we're not winning enough money. I want you to hold a dealers meeting and retrain these people. I looked him in the eye and I said, no. He was taken aback. He's like, what? And I said, it's Christmas Eve. We're now holding a dealer's meeting. And I said, it's going to go the other way. I said, they're going to get off the shift and I'm going to send them over to that front bar and I'm going to buy them all a drink. I'm going to comp it. It's coming out of your pocket. I come in the next day, he fired me. I laughed. I got another job like 4 hours later. Okay. Trust me. I was good at what I did. All right. I was not unemployed very long. 33 years in Vegas and working in the casinos. There was one time I was unemployed for 57 days. I couldn't pass the drug test. That's why I was unemployed for 57 days. I had to give my system a chance to clean out so that I could pass a drug test. But yeah. But it's not just that industry. It's all these corporations. I can remember years ago, my father's factory was on strike. And my father had gotten another job. He snags me up one day and he says, I need you to help me. He says, I'm going to get my toolbox out of this factory and take it to the new factory. I said, okay, I jump in the car. We're going and we're crossing the picket line and he stops to talk to everybody while one of the owners of the shop sees him. And he comes out and walks up to my father and says, what's going on? What are you doing? And he says, I'm coming in, I'm getting my toolbox and I'm taking it over to the factory down the road here. And the guy was a little pissed. He said some things. And my father looked him in the eye and he says, You better just hope nobody burns this fucking building down. And we went in and got his toolbox and left. Strike was settled 2 days later. Okay. And they wanted my father to come back. Kevin, how's it going? Oh, life is good, man. Life is good. Channel's growing. The show's going smooth. I'm loving life. Viewership is up. My subscribers are climbing. My viewing hours are climbing. It's all working. I'm actually filming other videos that I'm going to be posting. And how's life for you? Staying out of trouble? I'm thinking that's nice. You got to find peace in life. Tranquility. You know what I mean? I've got an issue I've been a lot about here lately. A lot of people, a lot of females around me are dealing with breast cancer. It's tough, man. And I just, I tell them take it one day at a time, and I pray for them. I hope your surgery goes well, or I hope your chemo goes well. And, one of them is a family member, it's kind of close to home. But I'm talking, I know of, 4 women right now that are going through something that has to do with breast cancer. Yeah. There is good, man. And you just got to be patient enough and understanding enough to recognize it when you see it. I saw yeah, it's hard. Get counseling, brother. I'm telling you, Kevin, get counseling. It can't hurt. It can only help. You've got to deal with it. I'm dealing with something similar. My ex, the mother's, one of my son's mothers, is passing away. She's terminal. And I'm trying to counsel the boys, and it's all difficult. You got to talk to people about it. You got to recognize that things are difficult, that they're stressful, and you're going into an area of unknown. Seek guidance and counsel wherever you can. People are good, and they will talk to you about hardship that they've been through. And be honest with them and be honest with yourself. What you're feeling is perfectly normal. That's one of the shocks that I went through when I had my accident. Everything in my life changed overnight. And some of us are resistant to change. Doesn't mean change is going to be good or bad. That has to play itself out. But you have to play the hand that you're dealt. I lost my mother when I was 29 to cancer. My 28-year-old son is losing his mother. Well, that's a possibility, but with that comes a different set of expectations and a different set of challenges. And I think you might need to wait or at least slow that roll, one step at a time, especially when you're dealing with hardship. One step at a time, my brother. I call them baby steps. When you're under duress, when you're under a lot of pressure, you don't want to make snap decisions. You need to pace. Some are okay, but you don't want to throw in too many new things, because you need to find a new normal once you're done dealing with problem number one. Wait until you find the new normal, and now you can add the long lost father. That's kind of what I've done with my relationship with my father. We're never as close as we are today. We were busy. He was working. I was 1,500 miles away. I was working. Life had taken us in separate directions. Has he reached out since? I mean, when you made that call, you extended an olive branch. You have to wonder, is he... Well, that sounds like a positive. If he takes the time to write, that's a positive. That's an olive branch. That's something that you can reach out and touch and hold on to, right? Hey, a beginning is a beginning. Just don't write too much into it. Don't set a bunch of high expectations. Maybe set some smaller expectations. Achieve the smaller goal and then go up a little higher, and then eventually get up to where you want it to be. Oh, yeah. Those people that work in the healthcare industry, they run risks every day, though, not just when COVID's around, but every day. Hospitals are germ factories, as far as I'm concerned. Not the kind of place I choose to hang out. I know a lot of people in that industry really care for other people, though. And the fact that he's in that industry might mean he's capable of caring for you. A lot of military ties work that way. I never did the whole in-law outlaw thing. My brother's wife, my sister-in-law, I don't consider her my sister-in-law. I consider her my sister. I don't do the whole in-law outlaw thing. My father is the man that, bred me, but he's not the man that raised me. But that's my personal hang up. I don't want to put a label on almost a sister or almost a brother or almost a dad. That's personal, though. It's where it hits you, how you feel about it. That's what you got to deal with, brother. You can only fix what's inside you. And you have some repairing to do. You're going through some hardship. You're going through changes that you didn't start, you didn't initiate, but they're changes just the same. A lot of similarities in life based on the uniform. A woman that's attracted to a man in uniform when that marriage breaks up might still be attracted to a man in uniform. I guess that's my point. I never wore a uniform per se. I was in the military, but I never got out of basic until I got out of the military. Miscellaneous trainee discharge program or something. I don't know what it was called. They gave me an honorable discharge without benefits. So I don't know that much about that life. I know a little bit about it, but not much. But you're in the military, aren't you, Kevin? If I remember correctly. I could be confusing you with somebody else. I'm not sure. Yes, in Hawaii National Guard. Yes, I remember. Family man with kids. Yes. That's what I thought. Yeah. Thank you for your service, by the way. Now, to me, reach out, get some counseling that's separate. Just you. You know what I mean? Some one-on-one time. I think that's what's necessary when you're dealing with grief. Personal opinion now. When my mother died, 1986, I was not ready. My neck muscles froze up. I couldn't turn my head side to side. All stress, all tension. Then I know how old you are. But my muscles froze up and I went to the doctor and they're giving me opioids. I was walking around high as a kite for 6 months. That wasn't the answer either. I read some books on the grieving process, and I came up with a formula that worked for me. And then I got some counseling to help me put my formula into a sense of order that I could understand. I look at my life like a bookcase, row after row of memories. I can pull each volume down individually and I can glance through it and feel all over again. You don't have to take down the volumes that are the bad memories. You can leave those volumes sitting on the shelf. You know they're there. But you can choose to pull off the volumes that have the good memories, the heartwarming stuff. I was able to heal, but it took a while. It was not easy. Well, number one, I didn't realize I was a mama's boy. I did not realize. I left home at 13. I thought I was strong and independent. Until the day that she called me and she told me she was terminally ill. That's when things started to change. It was hard. But I think I have it into perspective now. And I go to the cemetery. I'll sit down, have a chat. And sometimes I pull those, I call them volumes of memories. I pull them out and I look over them and I can play them like a videotape in my mind. I can feel the same joy. I can feel the same laughter. And I have memories that go all the way back to being 2 years old in my mother's arms. Mom. This is a true story. I was 14 and I'm in court in front of a judge. And I hear my father. I didn't see him, but I hear him behind me in the courtroom telling the judge, lock him up and throw away the key. True story. My mom forgave me for every mistake I ever made in my entire life. Unconditionally forgave me for everything. She never failed. And that's the same way I treat my sons. Yes. Unfortunately, that does happen. When you have children, as you know, God doesn't hand you an instruction booklet and say, this is the way you do it. You're not instantly gifted with nurturing abilities. You have to earn those nurturing abilities. You've got to seek them out and find them and then pass them on, right? I mean, in my opinion. I remember I was 16 and my father reached out to me and he said, I fixed up my basement. You can come live here with me. He says, I can rent you the basement. You're still self-sufficient. $10 a week is what he was going to charge me. And I moved in. And 4 days later, 4 days, he came and told me I had to move. Dropped me off, gave me a $20 bill. Good luck to you. I slammed that car door. I'm telling you, I slammed that sucker. I was 16. And my father just dropped me off on a street corner, gave me a $20 bill and said, good luck to you. I was livid. I was hurt. I was angry. My relationship with my father now, I'm sure you've heard me speak about it. I go to breakfast with him a minimum of once a week, sometimes 3 times a week. We have a good relationship now. He's starting to understand. He didn't understand. He didn't know how to deal with a 16-year-old rebel son. He had no clue. He was remarried. His wife didn't like me. She actually had tried to kill me when I was 4. I can sit and talk to him about it now. He gets kind of upset. I respect you for that, Kevin. I do. I carved my own path. No one could tell me. No one could control me. I carved my own path. Anybody that didn't like it could lump it. Okay. I was a bit wild, yes. When I was 16, the court system in my town, they gave up. They said, they came to me and they said, you win. We're going to emancipate you. We're going to make you an adult. We're tired of trying to control you and failing. I was sitting in a bar downtown. They had a dark Michelob draft in a chilled mug for 75 cents. I remember it. I love that beer. It was a Bock, very hearty, stout beer. I was sipping on my beer, minding my own business. And I was 15 at the time. And my probation officer, who was the supervisor of probation officers, because I had been through all of his underlings, and he was my PO. He comes walking in, him and a bunch of his staff, and they go over and they had their little lunchtime beverage. And he gets up, he comes walking over to my booth, and he says, you're turning 16 next month, aren't you? I said, yes, I am. As I'm sitting there drinking a beer. He says, we've thought about it, and we're going to emancipate you. We're going to make you an adult. He says, then if you break the law, they're going to throw you in the adult jail. You're not going to go to juvie. You're going to go to jail. I said, works for me. I'll tell you why, Kevin. Your heart, brother. Okay? You have heart. I think that's something we share. Compassion for your fellow human being. Oh my goodness. It's not a shocking concept. It really isn't. Crumbelina, I seen her car broke down and it's in the shop and she's bending over backwards to help other people. She can't stop. It's who she is. You'll never stop, Kevin. It's who you are. You give them a hug. You give them a roof. You give them a meal. And you help them start the healing process. And once they start to heal, then you give them the freedom. Right? It's what we do. Nurture, brother. Nurture. You can always pull a man up out of the gutter. What you can't do is get into the gutter with him. But you can always pull him out of the gutter. That's my belief. Crumbling is the exact same way. She will bend over backwards to help someone else. even when she's going through some bullshit herself. She puts everyone above her. I think that's why she's my friend. I recognize people with a good heart. I can empathize with them. It's okay. Some of us are just wired that way. We want to think that there's good in everyone. I heard it. I heard somebody explain to me years ago. They said each human being has two wolves inside them. One wolf is good, one wolf is bad. One is good, one is evil. And the guy asked me, which wolf do you choose to feed? If you choose to feed the evil one, you're making a mistake. If you choose to feed the good one, you're on the right track. And I'll tell you what, Kevin, no matter what happens in your life, no matter what hardships you're dealing with, you're on the right track, brother. You're raising your family, you're doing your thing. That's not true. I looked at all religions, all gods forgive. Let me say that again. All gods, every one of them, forgive. Human beings make mistakes. That's part of being human. I don't care how goody two shoes you are, you can't be right consistently your entire life. You're going to screw something up somewhere down the road. You're going to stumble. You're going to fall. That is normal. Pick yourself up. Every time you fall, pick yourself up. I'll definitely put in a good word for you and your mother and your real father and your stepfather. I'll put in a good word for all of them, brother. That's what humans do, is we fall down and we get back up. When you get back up, you're not going to fall again. You're going to keep on rising. You're never going to repeat your mistakes. You learned. You educated yourself in that instance. That's what we do. Rebuild. If you're having trouble with any task, the key to your success is to get another human being to help you. Get more people on your team. I honestly believe that to be true. So maybe reaching out to your father again is the right thing to do. Maybe he's the tool you need for your current issues with your mother. Yeah, you got to have a thick skin, brother. I don't care what you're dealing with. When you're dealing with human beings, you need to have a thick skin. It's like President Trump walking through the Ford factory. One of the workers hollers at him and tells him that he's protecting pedophiles. He has no thick skin. He immediately lashes out. He flips the guy the bird, tells him to fuck off. That's not the answer, to lash out. That's reactionary, and it's wrong. The right thing to do would be to go and release all the Epstein files and let the chips fall where they may. You and I both know that. But sometimes people are petty. Those of us with a thick skin can get past it. All right? The guy that said that to the president is now in trouble. He's struggling. He's fighting for his job. A lot of people, embarrassment is the worst thing that could ever happen to them. They're that shallow. I make mistakes all the time, brother. Fess up to those mistakes, stand up, pick yourself back up, and just go. Don't sweat it. It means you're a human being. You're not an AI, okay? Human beings make mistakes. It's all part of the cycle. But trust me when I tell you, your God will forgive you each and every time. He understands your mistakes. He will never run out of patience. He will never run out of understanding. And he will never run out of guidance. Okay? God's got your back, even when you make a mistake. Sometimes the most difficult path is the only path to success, in my opinion. It is what it is. You have to let things go. You cannot let them eat at you. You'll give yourself an ulcer. I understand. I used to have money. Okay. That's how I solved problems. I had money. I gave people money. Here you go. Like I said earlier, I bribed my way out of the hospital after my accident. That was my go-to solution. Now I have no money. Okay. I can't afford to bribe anybody. We learn, we grow, and then we learn some more, and we grow some more. I can tell you for a fact, just keep hugging people, keep embracing people, keep trusting people. They won't all let you down. Some of them will actually recycle and come back to you later in life. I'm telling you this from experience. Some of those people will actually recycle and come back into your life, and they won't be in the same position they were in before. The people that do nothing but take eventually end up alone. Eventually, the other human beings around them won't give them anything that they can take. They won't have the opportunity. You are so on the right track, my brother. Kudos to you. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of your family. I'm proud of your profession. I envy you. I do. You're young. You've got a lot of life left. You think you've helped a lot of people already? Give yourself another 30 years, my brother. Then we'll talk, okay? Give kudos where kudos are due. You have a good heart. You have a good, sharp mind, a good work ethic, a good family, a good religion. You've got it all. Oh, no, don't think negative now. I never thought I'd live to be this old. I really didn't. Just had this conversation with my youngest son over the weekend. He called. I never thought I'd live to be this old. I did. And I'm looking ahead and I'm saying, well, shit, maybe I got another 20 left. I'm 68. My father's 87. Maybe I can make it to 88, 89, maybe 90. I'm game. You're just getting warmed up, my brother. I believe in you. I believe. Just keep on passing out the goodness. Keep on passing out the kindness. I honestly believe it will come back to you in tenfold. I don't like heights either. But as long as you don't let that fear control your life, as long as your life controls that fear, it's all good, my brother. It's all good. I'm glad you're in today, Kevin. I missed you. You're a good man. I think I'll, after the stream today, I think I'll shoot a quick video on this. on what we've been talking about here. I got something in mind. I'll see if I can't shape it and put it into words and get it in a video. Look for me to release some videos on Saturday, okay? I've got a plan. I know, unusual for me, right? I do have a plan here. I want to put out another 5 or 6 videos, and I want to explain some things to people. And you and yours will be in mine as well, Kevin. I love you, brother. I give you that from my heart, okay? The only thing that you can do wrong in this chat room is not have a good time. Everything else we can fix. Just like when your car breaks down or your helicopter breaks down, you need your top man on the job. I will try to always be here for you, Kevin. I can't make you any promises because none of us is guaranteed of a tomorrow. But trust me and trust my work ethic. Afternoon chat will be here tomorrow, 3 o'clock. This is what quality of life looks like, Kevin. Quality of life is love, friendship, mutual support, being together, glued together, right? That's a bond, okay? That's where you find your joy. That's where you find your security. That's where you find your happiness. All the things of great value that we all strive for. It's in the togetherness, the working together. If we all stand together, we can fix every problem on the face of this earth. That's my belief. I'm sorry I'm the only one that's on TV preaching unity. It's just the way it is in this time. Maybe some other people will get on board someday. But I'm telling you, your fellow man, your fellow human being is your best friend that you have not met yet. You may catch somebody that's a little short with you or quick-tempered today, but it doesn't mean he's like that every day. You got to get past it. You got to be tolerant of others and their shortcomings. It's okay to help a man up out of the ditch, but don't let him pull you into the ditch. You got to draw a hard line. I'm willing to help. I'm willing to go this far. Boundaries, right? Would I like to see your surroundings? No. My insurance will not cover other people. I have to maintain due to liability concerns. I seen other people that share their stream, and it's nice, but be honest with you, I think they're crazy for doing it. I have no doubt that Hawaii is beautiful. Okay, there's no doubt in my mind. I was watching Don Lemon the other day, and he had behind a paywall, he had allowed 12 different people, and they all had a little box on his screen and could say anything they want. My liability insurance ain't covering for you to say anything you want. Sure, sunrise is a beautiful time. Every time I see a sunrise, I smile, okay? Because I know I got another day. And each day is a gift if you can find some joy in it. But yeah, the liability insurance, I went through it with a company, Lloyd's of London. And I told them, just because you type something doesn't mean I have to read it aloud. So why should I be held liable for what you type? But liability concerns is why I'm not willing to do anything. I got Ghost Mostly Media hung out to dry on every video and on every live stream. And I'm responsible for that. I feel almost like it's censorship by not allowing people on the stream, but I've got to get past it because I can't afford the liability insurance otherwise. But I do want to thank you for coming by today. I have missed you. Nice to hear from you. And I will be praying for you and your family. I hope things work out as best they can. Each and every day is a gift, and it's not guaranteed. The key is to wake up in the morning and realize I'm still alive. I got another one. Afternoon Chat's the name of the show. Monday through Fridays, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's a free show. The stars of this show are the people in the chat room. They determine what we talk about. They are our guest stars. The free show has no midstream ads, no commercials, no sponsors of any kind. I'm not running for political office. I'm not coming out with a line of merch. I'm not trying to sell you anything ever. I am here to meet people, find out what's on their mind, what their priorities are, and just spread the good words. Tolerance of your fellow man is one that it's just key to my mind. I keep seeing all these politicians and all these newscasters trying to divide people, scare people, control them, manipulate them, tell them, oh, this is who you have to hate. You don't have to hate, but you need to love. You need to love. That's your quality of life. Loving and being loved. That's your quality of life. Quantity is not guaranteed for any of us, but we make our own quality. We make that ourselves. Start with being tolerant to your fellow man. You do not need to hate. It is not required. There is no prize for hate. There is no reward for anger. You get nothing from them. Hatred is society's wrecking ball. It destroys everything it touches. It builds nothing. Love, companionship, patience, understanding, compassion for your fellow human being. This is where your quality of life comes from. It's like a farmer's crop. Plant those seeds, watch them grow, and then you get to harvest. Right? That harvest is what we all crave, is it not? YouTube wants people to like and subscribe to the channel. And I got to tell you, I would appreciate the help, but it's not required. Nothing is required of you. Not by this channel, not by me. I'm your host, Ghost Mostly. Join us tomorrow at 3. We're going to have a great talk. There's no script. There's no plan. We're just going to freewheel it, okay? I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Special thanks to the friends in the chat, SP, Kevin, Charlie, Tragedy. Love you guys. Thank you for participating today. It warms my heart. I appreciate the likes, the subscribes, and the viewers. I appreciate your time and patience. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. It is my firm belief. Be nice to everyone all of the time. You're going to like the end result. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Be safe. Be happy. Be nice. Bye.